I see him. And because I see him, I see so many others. And this second poem I wrote for you and for me, because I see not just, oh, I am that woo-woo person that is both Black and indigenous, okay? So I'm bringing two consciousnesses, or maybe even three, to this moment in my personal history and until our collective history. And so today I've chosen to write a poem for you that's coming to you from the lynching trees that we saw photographs of. I read the statistics, and I looked for the word tree whenever it was mentioned. And this is that poem. This is that message from the lynching trees. Here, on Turtle Island's back, now called Mary's Land, we stand. Seasoned by the seasons, we lost our innocence. Woodlands stand unseeded. Perhaps you've heard of us. Cherry, hickory, poplar, pine, pin oak, sycamore, locust, and willows that weep. We cycled many sun trips round despite the colonizers' axe. We felt their saw strip down our sides, flaying fleshy bark. Tuscarora, Shawnee, Piscataway, Delaware, First Nations fled. Though left for dead, we bled. Saplings into soil, a record of remembering deeds done. Wailing women coiled our trunks while on leaf-littered dirt they sat, into burden baskets and sleeping mats, grading our willowy limbs. We winced at being cut and scored, made into tables and chairs. We understood the way they felt, objects turned into stairs, bent down for another's climbing. Listen to our forecast tunes of weather dissonance harmonic, window rattling gusts that croons dirges rooted in mist demonic. Ancient leaves sing whining songs. Here are secret messages whispered in rasps and scrapes as skin is torn and fingers bound from which there are no escapes. Oh, we have tales to tell. In springtime, when our tiny leaves made muted sound, you hardly heard us speak. With gasps and rasps like gossiping grass, we told you of the meek. As two Jameses, a John Asbury swung on breeze, fan panicked and shushing leaves, anxious. In summer, though fat and limp with heat, flapping in the wind as storm advanced, 11 dangled in July, yet none in August danced. Then in September, 2 filled up our high-up crowns, dragged, shot, swung upside down, so limp and fat and scorched with thirst, we waited for a cleansing rain. None came. Fiery autumn's leaves of orange and gold dove down deep as 15 of them fell. We chattered in Poplar's gossip grove, some 44 tulip tales to tell. The slung-up ropes draped Cherry's thick arm, her bough, though stout, she meant no harm. On woodland's edge where she grew broad, her smooth and red-brown bark peeled off as stiffened bodies dropped. Strong, hardy hickory's branch was hacked for smoking meats and cooking. His bonfires could also burn the flesh of those caught fleeing. And we have tales to tell of lovers lain beneath our shade, of laughing young ones chasing round, of barking dogs chained to our trunks, of bodies strung up in our crowns, with bulging eyes and purple tongues, legs trembling, then gone limp. Of cheering crowds in Sunday suits with children strapped on shoulders high, of picnics spread on blankets quilt and swatted flies buzzing round the blood-soaked legs of blacks and browns. Oh, here we've known great horror, standing as we do enrooted in stolen Mary's land, gone limp and weary too. First Nations fled, betrayed and plundered, once proud warriors forced surrender. We heard the cries of blacks and browns, called fiends and brutes, monsters of the piney woods, all of ill repute. We sniffed their rotting bodies hung, caressed their strangled necks that swung. As farmers' wives and white little girls, their violence by sheeted men unfurl, and patty rollers hound the heads of woolly-haired black boys. There were no trials, nor justice sought for bodies black and brown, and sheriffs turned their heads away from body-broken boys. In winter, no sad respite came. Instead, we met Jim Crow. And so, with aching arms and curling leaves, we hid their shame beneath the years. Squalls blew a cooling balm upon the frosted hearts of relatives who went to sleep, afraid to weep or mourn, lest tears and sorrow wipe away the scourge of being born. Recording these atrocities is tiring work we do. But telling truth sustains our growth on ravaged land through flood and drought. In name of law and sought justice, shout! Horizons change. Our time is now to witness what we've seen. Let willows cease their weeping and tongues be loosed to speaking, lest we return to days gone by, reliving scenes obscene.